Hey everybody, so Tesla just had their 2025 shareholders update meeting, and I brought it down from over 2 hours into 20 minutes of highlights that I feel that you guys really need to check out. Came up with a lot of good stuff, talking about Tesla chips, the Cybertruck, or rather the Cyber semi-truck launch, and of course, Optimus, the robot, coming up, and everybody's going to have one in their own house pretty soon, according to Elon Musk. So check it out.
Welcome. Those bots are just dancing. There are no wires. Those are actual robots. And what we're about to embark upon is not merely a new chapter of the future of Tesla, but a whole new book. And I'm going to talk about that. So this really is going to be quite the story. And Optimus is a fundamental part of that. The sheer scale of Optimus, I mean, I'm going to say a bunch of things that probably I shouldn't say, but but that's what keeps it interesting. I mean, have you watched any other annual shareholder meeting? I mean, honestly, I was like, if you need to go to sleep, sure. Other shareholder meetings are like snooze fests. But ours are bangers. Look at this. This is sick. We got like the cyberpunk nightclub here with real robots just standing there and milling around and dancing. Yeah, so the scale of Optimus, like I said, that's really going to be something else. I think it's going to be the biggest product of all time by far. Yeah. So, like bigger than cell phones, bigger than anything. I guess the way to think about it is that every human on Earth is going to want to have their own personal R2-D2 C3PO. So who wouldn't? Everyone's going to want one. I think in terms of industry providing products and services, I think it's probably, 3 to 5 robots in industry for every, one that's a personal robot. I think there could be tens of billions of Optimus robots out there. Now, obviously, it's very important we pay close attention to safety here, because we do want the Star Wars movie, not the Jim Cameron movie. I love Jim Cameron's movies, but you know what I mean. We're gonna launch on the fastest production ramp of any product, of any large complex manufactured product ever. And starting with building a 1 million unit production line in Fremont. That's line one. And then a 10 million unit per year production line here on the I don't know where we're going to put the 100 million unit production line. Maybe on Mars, I don't know. People often talk about like eliminating poverty, giving everyone amazing medical care. Well, there's actually only one way to do that, and that's with the Optimus robot. With humanoid robots, you can actually give everyone amazing medical care. In terms of Optimus will be more precise. Optimus will ultimately be better than the best human surgeon, with a level of precision that isn't possible, that is beyond human. So I think that's a pretty wild concept to say, okay, if people have always talked about eliminating poverty, but actually Optimus will actually eliminate poverty. Optimus will actually give people incredible medical care. I think we may be able to give people a more, if somebody's committed crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime, which is if you say like you now get a free Optimus, and it's just going to follow you around and stop you from doing crime. But other than that, you get to do anything, and things do get kind of wild from an economic standpoint, because at a certain point, with AI and robotics, you can actually increase the global economy by a factor of 10 or maybe 100. There's not like an obvious limit. Like Optimus is kind of like an infinite money glitch. And maybe there won't even be money in the future. Or money might be measured in terms of wattage, like how much power can you bring to bear from an electrical standpoint. I guess what I'm saying is hang on to your Tesla stock. You're welcome. Tesla has really led the way with electric vehicles, with battery packs, with a lot of solar, and many other companies have then followed our lead and done that. And electric cars, which used to be non-existent, are now prevalent. But obviously now with AI and robotics, we need to update our mission. And our mission, I think it's good. It's a great mission, which is to achieve sustainable abundance. Which is, it's like, because I often ask people like, what is the future that you want? What's the best future you can imagine? Because we want to try to make that future, like make the best future you can imagine. And I guess probably the best future is if people, can have whatever they want from a goods and services standpoint or medical standpoint, but at the same time we don't destroy nature, and we keep the rainforests and the beautiful national parks and all that stuff. And so that's what I mean by sustainable abundance. Yeah, as you know, every Tesla is designed to be autonomous. So it's sometimes difficult to explain to people if they've not. In fact, I'm sure you've all encountered this, where you try to tell people that the Tesla can drive itself, and they think you're crazy or something. Especially like apart from the Cybertruck, our cars look pretty normal. They're good-looking cars, but they don't look super. They look normal. But I guess it's kind of like having a cat, and the cat's just sitting. Let's say you've got a cat, and it's like just sitting there on the couch, and you try to tell people that the cat can actually, it's actually Puss in Boots, and it can actually put on boots and a hat and swashbuckle and sing and dance. And people are like, no way, man, that's a cat. Until the cat does all those things. And you're like, damn, what the? We've got, millions of Tesla cars out there that are kind of like Puss in Boots. They're intelligent, but people don't know that they're intelligent. They look like normal cars, but actually they're super smart and can drive themselves. These days, when people come to our stores, or even people that have the car, haven't turned it on, we find. And sometimes people have paid for FSD and haven't turned it on. We're like, what? You should at least try it once. So now the the sales team, the service team will actually sit with customers and say, look, let us show you how it works and how easy it is. And then once they've tried it for even just a few days, they can't live without it. And now with version 14, we're actually getting to the point where we almost feel comfortable allowing people to text and drive, which is kind of the killer app. Because that's really what people want to do, and do. Actually, right now, the versions, the car's a little strict about keeping your eyes on the road. But I'm confident that in the next month or two, we're going to look closely at the safety statistics, but we will allow you to text and drive, essentially. Yeah, the fact that every Tesla car is capable of full self-driving, every car we build and have built for the last several years is capable of full self-driving is pretty wild, and most people don't know that. We've got the first car that is specifically built for unsupervised full self-driving to be a robo-taxi. It's called a CyberCab. It doesn't even have pedals or a steering wheel. Yeah. So there's no side view mirrors. There's no So it's very much optimized for the lowest cost per mile in an autonomous mode. And that production is happening right here in this factory, and we'll be starting production in April next year. It's designed obviously for a purely autonomous world, but also the manufacturing system is unlike any other car. The manufacturing system of the CyberCab, it's closer to a high-volume consumer electronics device than it is a car manufacturing line. It's a lot of cars. So these will be everywhere in the future. The ingredients, when you look at what Optimus is, what's required to make Optimus, and the various ingredients, what do you need to do to do high volume humanoid robot production? I think it's worth considering that really the cars we make are already robots, but they're four-wheeled robots. So Tesla is already the biggest robot manufacturer in the world because every car we make is a robot. And when you break it down to the fundamental elements, you've got batteries, power electronics, motors, gearboxes. You've got connectivity. You've got a vision-based AI. Hi, Optimus. All the various pieces that you need for a humanoid robot. You need the AI chip. You need the AI software. You need to be able to manage a large fleet. And so really Optimus is a robot with arms and legs as opposed to a robot with wheels. There's really three things that are super difficult about robots. One is the engineering of the forearm and hand, because the human hand is an incredible thing, actually. It's super dexterous. So engineering the hand really well, the real-world AI, and then volume manufacturing. So Tesla is the only one that has all three of those. This is the Optimus kind of initial, it's kind of the prototype production line. The high-volume production line will be very automated, obviously, but this is really the production line that we use to make the prototypes. So you can get a sort of rough sense for what it takes to build the robot. Got to pull the finger. Once we reach about 1 million units per year of sustained production or in excess of that, I think probably the cost of production is around $20,000 in current year dollars. So this will be certainly very affordable. Yeah, like I said, I think Optimus will ultimately increase the size of the economy probably by a factor of 10 or more. Next year we start production with Optimus version 3. What you're seeing here is Optimus version 2.5. Optimus 3 is an incredibly good design. The Tesla engineering team is amazing. It will seem as though that there's someone like a person in a robot outfit, which is how we started with Optimus. And then Optimus 4, that hopefully starts production in 27, and then Optimus 5 in 28. So it's kind of like an annual release cycle with significant improvements with each one, and gigantic increases in the scale of production. So sustainable abundance via AI and robotics. That's the future we're headed for. And how many people here have tried 14.1? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, you can see even with the point releases, it's getting quite a bit better. It should be pretty smooth at this point. But really, 14.2 is, there are major changes with 14.2 and then 14.3. I think by 14.3 is when we'll really be at the point where you can just pretty much fall asleep and wake up at your destination. So I've been putting a lot of time into the new Tesla chip design because in order to have a functional robot, you have to have a great AI chip. And it needs to be an inexpensive chip, and it needs to be very power efficient. So we believe the AI5 chip will be probably about a third of the power of, say, something like a Blackwell, an NVIDIA Blackwell, which is a great chip, for roughly comparable performance, and much less than 10% of the cost. So this is a chip that is very much optimized for the Tesla AI software stack. So it's not meant to be a general purpose chip. It's meant to be an amazing chip for the Tesla AI software. I mean, a couple things that I think how is Tesla able to achieve such an improvement? I think it is because we are specialized. We're not trying to, NVIDIA has to serve the superset of all past and future customers. So all of their requirements, all of the software that they've written has to work, which is a very difficult problem. Whereas we just need to make it work for our software. And we already know what improvements to make for AI6. So I'm hopeful that we can, within less than a year of AI5 starting production, we can actually transition in the same fab to AI6 and double all of the performance metrics. We've obviously refreshed the product line, so S3XY. If people haven't tried the Model S, 3X or Y, or the Cybertruck, I recommend at least getting a test drive or a test ride, as the case may be. Try out the full self-driving, and I think you'll be blown away. To those who do not, if you might be listening and don't have a Tesla, you should try one. And of course, we've got the Cybertruck, which is the toughest truck of all time. It's literally bulletproof, faster than a Porsche 911, and can out-tow a Ford F-350. So it's a great car, great truck. And starting next year, we manufacture the Tesla Semi. So this is already, we already have a lot of prototype Tesla Semis in operation. PepsiCo and other companies have been using the Tesla Semi for quite some time. But we will start volume production at our Northern Nevada factory in 2026. So we got two big products, or three massive products starting production next year. We got Optimus, we got Tesla Semi, and we got the CyberCab. So,
See, this is a bit concerning because if it goes all as planned, as Elon Musk says, we'll all have a robot in our house. Well, look what happened to the famous YouTuber Whistle and Diesel when he brought a robot into his house.
What did you just call me?
Oh my god! Shut it off!
Trustworthy. Ben just justified breaking into the house.
The very first humanoid robot durability test.
That's first step. Humans are much better than you. You're weak. Alright, nope. Stop! What are you doing? That's my mirror. What are you doing? Stop!
To gas stove. Be careful. You see yourself as a mirror. Yeah. You stupid idiot. All right. Or cook a meal.
No. That's a weight. That's a weight. Wait. Stop! Settle down! So if you can cook me the meal, I'm gonna go on in here and play Fortnite, okay? See ya. What the All I do is clean up after you.
Daddy, chill.
Shut it off! Somebody shut it off!
If this is robot or human, I'm actually putting way more money on the robot coming through. You hear something? Okay.
Breaking in.
Here we go.
Oh no!
Bro. Oh my god. Not even a problem at all.
You do not stand a chance.
How can I help?
Is there ever a scenario where you would need to break into someone's house?
Sure. In an emergency, it might be justified for a robot like...
So there you go, guys. Are you ready to have a robot in your house in the next few years? There's proof right now that it's not really where it's supposed to be. Let's see if it's going to be there in the next 5 years. Who's first? Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bell so you get notified the next time we launch a useful AI hacks video. See you tomorrow.